The first thing most people noticed about Scout was his eyes. They were half closed and red at the edges, the way eyes look when something has been wrong with them for a long time and nobody has done anything about it. He had been at the rescue for 11 weeks when Tom and Claire walked in. The intake notes said he had feline herpesvirus, a chronic condition, manageable but permanent, meaning flare-ups during stress, meaning eye drops on a schedule, meaning a vet bill that was never going to be zero. The notes also said he was affectionate, playful, and deeply interested in feet, which the volunteers found amusing and potential adopters found slightly less so. 31 people had come to meet Scout. Most of them asked about the eyes first. A few asked about the long-term cost. Almost all of them left without him. A rescue coordinator named Dana said the same thing every time. The eyes look worse than they are. He is not in pain. He is manageable. He just needs someone who is not scared of the word chronic. Nobody stayed. Here is what the intake notes did not say about feline herpesvirus. It is one of the most common conditions in rescue cats. It is not contagious to humans. It does not shorten a cat's life in any meaningful way when it is properly managed. What it requires is consistency, drops on a schedule, a low-stress environment, and someone who is willing to show up for a 2-minute routine every single day without exception. That is the whole ask, 2 minutes a day. 31 people decided that was too much. Dana never said this out loud. She thought it every time. Tom and Claire came in on a Saturday in March. They had talked about getting a cat for 2 years and had finally decided to stop talking about it. Tom was the one who had done most of the research. Claire was the one who had said, let's just go see what's there and not overthink it. They walked past Scout's kennel, then Claire stopped. She stood in front of the kennel for a long moment. Scout looked at her with those half-closed eyes and then walked to the front and pressed his face against the bars. Not rubbing, just pressing, like he wanted to be as close to her face as the bars would allow. Claire called Tom back. Tom looked at Scout. Scout looked at Tom and then put one paw through the bars in his direction. Dana watched from the end of the hallway and did not say anything. They filled out the paperwork 40 minutes later. Tom asked Dana about the eye drops before they left. She walked him through the whole routine. He took notes on his phone. On the drive home, Claire held the carrier on her lap and talked to Scout through the mesh door the entire way. Scout listened with the patient attention of an animal who had been waiting a long time for someone to have a conversation with him. If you are still watching and have not subscribed yet, Scout was 31 rejections into his stay when Tom and Claire walked in. There are animals and rescues right now that people are walking past because of one word in their intake notes. Hit subscribe. Scout would want you to know that chronic is not the same as broken. The first week was a process of mutual discovery. Scout explored the apartment with the focused efficiency of someone who had been waiting 11 weeks to have a space that was entirely his. He established the dining table as his primary observation post, the couch arm as his secondary position, and Tom's head as his preferred resting surface during any activity that required Tom to sit still. Tom had not anticipated the specific outcome. He adjusted. The eye drops required a learning curve. Scout did not enjoy them and made this known through a combination of squirming, dramatic stillness, and the kind of expression that communicates deep personal betrayal. Tom and Claire developed a system. Tom held, Claire administered. After 2 weeks, Scout still did not enjoy it, but he had stopped treating it as a surprise. He would sit still for the duration and then immediately headbutt whoever was closest, as if to reset the social register. Dana had told them this was actually a good sign. They chose to believe her. The foot situation was real and consistent. From the first day, Scout had a particular interest in feet, specifically in biting them gently and then wrapping both front paws around the ankle and holding on. Not aggressively, just firmly, the way you hold something you want to keep in place. Tom worked from home 3 days a week and spent a significant portion of those days with Scout attached to one of his feet. He started wearing socks. Scout adapted his strategy accordingly. Claire documented this development extensively. The footage exists. The harness came later. Claire had read about leash training cats and mentioned it to Tom in the way you mention things you expect the other person to find impractical. Tom researched it for a week and ordered a harness. Scout treated the harness with the same methodical suspicion he applied to all new objects, sniffing, circling, sitting on it, and then accepted it with the composure of an animal who had decided that this was apparently going to be a thing now. The first outdoor walk was to the sidewalk outside their building. Scout stood on the pavement and looked at the street with the focused alertness of someone processing a large amount of new information very quickly. He did not panic. He did not try to run. He observed, decided the data was interesting, and let Tom lead him back inside. Claire filmed the whole thing from 3 feet away. She still has the video. By summer, they were taking him to the coastal path above the water. He would sit at the edge of the lookout point in his harness and watch the ocean below with those half-closed eyes and the composed stillness of an animal who had found his preferred vantage point and had no intention of leaving it quickly. People stopped to ask about him. Tom always mentioned the rescue. He always mentioned the eyes. Some people looked surprised. A few of them asked for the rescue's name. Dana told Tom later that 2 of those people had followed up and adopted. Claire started calling it his distinguished look. The eyes that had made 31 people walk away had become the thing that made strangers stop and stay. Scout is 2 years old now. The herpes virus is managed. The eye drops are part of the routine, administered every evening after dinner, followed by the mandatory headbutt. He still claims Tom's head during sedentary activities. He still holds feet. He still watches the ocean from the coastal path in summer with the patience of something that has decided the view is worth the trip. Dana sent him a message on Scout's 2-year adoption anniversary. She said she still thought about him when people walked past cats with medical notes on their doors. She said she hoped they knew what they had done. Tom read the message and then showed it to Claire, and then they both looked at Scout, who was on the dining table watching them with those half-closed, distinguished eyes, entirely unbothered. Tom still has the notes he took on his phone the day they adopted him, the ones about the eye drop schedule. He has not needed to look at them in months. The routine is his now. Some things stop feeling like work when they become part of how you love something. Some conditions are chronic. Some cats are worth every single day of them. Would you have walked past Scout's kennel, or would you have stopped? Tell me in the comments.